Hi guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Dr Lynda Cramer. Today I want to talk about King Charles III and the fact that he has now just been diagnosed with cancer. Now, anyone who goes through any sort of illness or injury, obviously I feel for them. I have compassion, empathy, etc. However, when I look at why and how we get these diseases, and most importantly, how we can actually fix them, if you think of health without the TH, because every time I mention that word on YouTube, I get my videos, can't make any money off them, right? So YouTube actually touches my videos, and it does that with a lot of other psychics too, who talk about self and then health without the TH, okay? So when we're talking about King Charles, I want to be very careful that the algorithms don't pick up words that I say, because today, as much as I feel for him, it's terrible. I would not like to be in his shoes where, he's waited 70 years to become the king, and now he's only been on the throne for what, 2 years? And if you look back at my prophecies 2 years ago when he became king, I actually said he was only going to be on the throne for about 2 to 4 years max. So this could be why he's not going to be around. So let's have a look now at the how to get rid of it, if you know what I mean. I'm just an average woman. I'm 57 years old as I'm here today, and I've had a broken neck, brain tumour and throat cancer. I don't have any of those anymore because I did the self and then health without the TH at the end of it. So when we look at how we get these things, I like going back to Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, even Mary Teresa, and all these really great people who get sainthoods and stuff. When you look at their lives, these were people who walk in every day with thousands of people who were chronically ill and with major, very contagious diseases. So how did these people never get ill themselves? And it's all about vibration, because when we realize that everything is at a vibrational level, we have higher vibrations and lowered vibrations. And when we look at those things that are in the lower vibrational planes, that's where all sicknesses, illnesses and injuries all like to hang out. Because once we raise our vibration up above those complaints, if you want to call them complaints, that's when we start to do this healing process, okay? So when we look at how we catch these things, it could be food, it could be environment, or it could be our own state of mental health. So let's just go through a couple of these. Food-wise, do you think King Charles is eating overly amounts of sugar to the point where he would get all these different illnesses and cancers due to eating so much sugar? There's so many people out there now saying that cancer thrives on sugar. Well, being the Prince of Wales all his life, well, since he was 18, and then king, I'm pretty sure he's got dietitians and other chefs available to him, making him the best food out there, right? So I'm going to eliminate food. Then we look at the environment. If you're brought up in a smoky environment where you're breathing in fumes every day, there's a good chance you're going to get lung cancer, yeah? But he's the King of England who lives in castles. So I don't think that there would be any chance of him getting cancer due to the environment. Yes, he gets out, he goes out and he interacts with people, but he would have a lot of precautions in place, like not touching them for a start, not touching people, so he doesn't catch things. So I'm also going to eliminate, my personal perspective here, I'm going to eliminate environment. which brings me to one other reason why we get sick: mental health. So if we're hanging on to grudges, regrets, insecurities, jealousies, and all those other mix of negative behaviours, we actually we lower our vibration to the vibrational plane, where we can get sick. Now, this guy, King Charles, come on, let's face it, I've seen him personally on the TV pulling tanties. He likes getting his own way, and he does little temper tantrums like a toddler when he doesn't get his own way. So straight away, that shows me that this guy's hanging on to grudges. Look at all the grudges that he's hanging on to, because how many years was he with Camilla? You know, they met back in the 70s. So, pardon me, he had to wait 50 years before he could actually bring her out into society as being his wife. So 50 years of harbouring all those negative emotions, even the day when she got coronated with him and they stuck that crown on her head, did that alleviate all those 50 years of people throwing their own opinions at him for what he was doing? Especially Mummy. Remember Mummy here? How many times did King Charles go to the Queen, Elizabeth II, and say, Mummy, I need this? And Mummy would say, no way, you're not getting your own way. When you're the king, you can do what you like. So he had a lot of mummy issues, as well as wife issues, as well as public opinion issues, which I believe firmly is now making karma come out to the king. Now, this is all in my own personal opinion here, right? But as a person who has been through very traumatic instances myself, and also going through instances where I've had lowered vibrations and higher vibrations, and, you know, we've got to always consider the other external factors that make us sick and unhealthy, right? You know, right now I could say 8 things, and I'll just start with a few. The chemtrails, 5G radiation, the COVID vaccinations, appeal, this new stuff that they're now putting on food. So there's 4 just off the top of my head that could be making us sick if they're true, right? So we've got to look at all the different factors with King Charles, but ultimately I firmly believe within my own soul as a psychic, because of the premonition that I've actually already done on this channel, where I say that he's only going to be on the throne for like 2 or 4 years, I firmly believe that he has created this illness himself. Yes. So am I putting the blame on him here? I think I am. Because he's hanging on to all this negativity from his past that he hasn't healed, hasn't let go of, hasn't released, and he hasn't been fully grateful for the fact that he's now got Queen Camilla. Oh, she's not queen, she's Queen Regent, I think, whatever the name is, but she will never be queen in my view. But she's always been the hanger-oner, you know, she's hung on, and it makes me wonder, if he wasn't King Charles, would she still want to be with him? And I think the answer is yes, because, you know, they do get on quite well, and I'll give her that for credit here. You know, they're very compatible, which makes me think that she too is about to have some sort of illness as well. So stay tuned for that prophecy coming out, because I'm going to mark it. Today for me is the 6th of February 2024. And I believe that Camilla also is going to have some sort of illnesses coming out of the woodwork any day now as well, because of her regrets, grudges, insecurities, jealousies from the past. So let's stay tuned and see how this pans out with King Charles. But remember my prophecy, guys. He's only going to be on the throne for 2 to 4 years, and he's already been on the throne now for, what, 2 years? So I'm seeing that his days are very, very numbered now. You know, and when we say the word cancer, is it turbo cancer? Well, a lot of people now are getting turbo cancers if they took the you know what that everyone was told to take. So we don't know, and I don't know whether he actually had it, but I know that he had COVID because he was locked up in the castle. Remember, he was locked up in the castle because he couldn't leave because he had COVID, right? So there we go again. This is a guy who got really sick. And was it a reaction to what he took? Ha, 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 ha. Because this is now what's coming out. All these people that have had COVID, like the proper cases, not just the false positives out there, the ones that are getting this illness, they're having a real lot of trouble in their lives since having it. So I wish him the best. You know, I never wish any harm or I don't want to ever hurt anyone, especially someone who's got the power within them to affect our lives, you know, and to bring awareness to the good out there. So I wish him well. I don't want to send him any harm, so of course I'm going to send him love and healing. But at the end of the day, we've got to look at what we create within ourselves. So let's get off King Charles now and talk about you. The more you are in a lowered vibrational state, and the more that you hang on to all these negativity, you know, I've got in my book, there's so many negative bloody emotions. You know, let me just find it. I should have found this fault before I even started. Okay. Here's, so on page 253, I've got them. And I go into exercises how to get rid of them. So it's in my book, 5 Years in Heaven, The Teaching of Heaven. We're talking about getting offended. How many people now are getting offended? How negative is it? Guilt. Now, is King Charles, is he hanging on to any guilt? Lies. Oh, yeah, he's told a lot of lies in his life. Embarrassment. Yes, he's had that. Shame. Oh, yes, he's had shame. Anger. Oh, yeah, I can imagine the anger he's got when Mummy tells him not to do something. Jealousy. Heck, yes. Grudges. Control and hate. Sarcasm. Expectations. King Charles is full of expectations. Accusations. And then there's the screaming and yelling, which brings on the little tenty fits that he's prone to have. So all those behaviours, I actually think King Charles had them. He's demonstrated the whole lot of them. So let's take it back to you. What are you demonstrating? So it's only when we really look at ourselves and we remember what we say and how we say it to somebody. And we've got to be mindful of our words, because the more we say, oh my God, he is sick, our brain doesn't recognize the word he. It recognizes is sick. And that's when we pick it up and we get sick ourselves. So don't say how sick he is, guys, even though I've said it in this video, right? Because I'm trying to teach us here. But you've got to be so mindful of the way that we say things, because I'm going to say, hopefully, King Charles is healing. I hope King Charles is getting through all his grudges and pain, because that also then reflects like a mirror onto us, so we create that within ourselves. So the more we talk about somebody else, we become what we're saying about the other person. Okay, so be very mindful when you say that you're talking about King Charles or any other person at this point with any cancer, turbo cancer, heart attack, stroke, and there are 9 pages of Pfizer's adverse events that are coming out. Okay, so be careful how you say it. Don't make it about anybody else, but send them love and healing. Like I said at the beginning, that's what I'm going to do to Charles. Send him the love, send him the healing. Because even when we're doing that, we're sending that healing to ourselves as well. We're raising our vibration up, so then we're not in that plane where illnesses, injuries, and other yuckies like to hang out. Okay? Remind yourself of Jesus. He walked a Buddha, Muhammad, anyone that you acknowledge as a god or a deity or a messiah or whatever you want to call them. You look at those people, and as I said, they walked with lepers. They walked around with people, holding the hands of people with chickenpox, smallpox, and you name it, rubella and all the rest of these contagious diseases. Why didn't they get sick? So, something to ponder, something to think about. But I know for personal gain here, from what I've personally been through myself, the only way that I got through what I got through was to raise up my vibration where those things could not exist anymore. So I hope that this has helped us today, given you a little bit of understanding why is he so sick, and hopefully you don't become like that too, because I love yous all, and I'll talk to yous all soon. So have a great day, good evening or good night wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.